in theory, that as I understand it, somebody who felt it from the inside. I've heard tons of therapists saying, oh, this is how you heal it. This is how you reset your vagus nerve. Oh, this is that. It's lovely. World full of flowers and roses. And, well, roses are flowers. But anyway. But I have yet to find anybody that describes this from the inside. And polyvagal may be common to small degrees, where people have had it for a period of time, months, years, whatever. And I've had this for 50 years, so I have a little bit of an understanding of how it affects the body that maybe doctors don't even understand. And I'd like to talk to some serious doctors about that. Not just doctors that are trying to deal with masking symptoms or addressing the symptoms of a chronic illness instead of trying to treat the illness. And that's what we do, because there's no money in curing people in this country, only in treating them. And so, at any rate, that's for other times. Polyvagal, picture a gazelle running across the plains in Africa. And it's happy, and it's running, and it's all relaxed, and it's looking for a nice spot of grass to eat. And all of a sudden, it sees a cheetah that's been stalking it, and it's close. And that gazelle goes into a state of fight or flight. And in a gazelle's case, hey, I got legs, I'm going to run. So that gazelle starts to run. The cheetah chases it. The cheetah's fast, too. The cheetah knocks it down and gets it out, goes to bite it by the neck, and the gazelle goes, oh, it's all over, I'm done. And the body goes limp. It's called a vasovagal syncope. Your body shuts down to like 1 heartbeat per minute. Your breathing becomes almost imperceptible. This is what I'm told. I've not witnessed it from the outside, only from the inside, because it happened to me once. But the cheetah goes off to get his family and or her family and bring them back to feed. And while the cheetah's away, the gazelle kind of comes to, and the wounds aren't bad. It was just the shock of it, that this gazelle just like gave up. And now, wait, the threat is gone. So the gazelle stands up and shakes this off. Bunk-a-dunk-a-dunk, down the road. And the gazelle's nervous system went out of that fight or flight, out of that shutdown, collapse mode, or a vasovagal syncope, and its nervous system reset, and now it can go back to its normal. I mean, it might linger, I don't know. For me, I never reset after every shock, and or after the initial shock, and everything just after that was just fight or flight. And I lived my life that way for 50 years. So what that did to my nervous system is, when you go into that fight or flight, in the theory of polyvagal, your ventral vagus nerve shuts down, and your dominant or your dorsal vagus nerve takes control and runs all of the functions that you need to fight or flight, to fight or run away. And that's the body that I've lived in for 50 years. And so now, 9 months ago, I was diagnosed with this, and I talked to a doctor about it, and I had been under treatment from him for 7 months. He's treated other people with this. In the initial month, the exercises helped to reset my vagus nerve, and it's almost like a muscle. You have to exercise that and feel your body relax, and be able to feel the distance between the front and the back and the left and the right, and get positioning and information from your body that when you're in fight or flight, you don't need. So now all that information that I'm getting, I'm having to put back together. And this is the part that most doctors don't understand. Well, your vagus nerve is reset, it's functioning. Yes, and I'm much calmer and I'm in a much better place that way, most of the time. But the disconnect between the brain and the body for so long, from so much information that normally I would be receiving, or even somebody who has like a PTSD or some type of a stress disorder where they go in and out of fight or flight a lot, they still come out of it. This polyvagal kept me from coming out of it. And so without that information, when I would get tense and my muscles would lock down, and I've been describing this as I'm being pulled down. It's not so much that as I figure out, it's more I'm being pulled in every direction, every muscle, in the fingertips, in the toes, in the ankles, everywhere is just so tight that everything's being pulled. So it's like my skeleton is being crushed from the outside, or popping through where muscles just give up and I can. But I'm figuring all of that out, and in the process of feeling all of that, I have to figure out where all of these knots have been. And in that process, 1 month ago, roughly 5 weeks, I realized that I'm always fighting and I'm trying to, and then I get mad at the infuriated, mad infuriation doesn't even cover the feelings at how the VA healthcare system functions, how I've been shuffled around, how our modern medical industry in the United States does not care to figure out how to make humanity healthier and feel better. They just want to make that graft. And there are those out there that are trying to do research, trying to open doors and learn new things. But we all know where that ends up. The majority of it is, oh, that's foo-foo, holistic stuff. And we talk it down because it's not real science. If it works, it works. Let's figure out why it works and get it to work for more people. But that's a topic for another time. So in this grinding, biting down, and getting angry about all that stuff, I would grind my teeth. And I didn't know that I had something wrong with this jaw. I have told doctors for 21 years that I had this oral surgery and then I fell. And since then, nothing has been right. Well, it's because there's something, a bone or something that is protruding, an old tooth that didn't get fully removed. And I wasn't able to feel it because of the lack of telemetry. But I was able to, my body, my dorsal vagus nerve was able to feel it enough to say, injury there, keep avoiding it. And I did. And it twisted an old injury on the other side. And I've lost the ability to freely move for so long, and I'm getting through that, but at the same time I've got this thing in the back of my jaw. So but this is where I'm at, and that's what polyvagal to me is. It's like you feel your skin, you feel certain things, and if somebody hurts you, you feel it, but it's not the same as what I have now. And I can't explain what that vacuum was for my entire life. So, if this helps anybody to understand that it's changing the texture of my skin, it's changing the composition of the tissue under my skin. Like everything is changing, and it's... Anyway, peace and love, KBO.